Balatro is a stupidly fun game, and had it not come to Game Pass, I probably would have never purchased and or played it. And when I saw the announcement for it coming to Game Pass on Reddit, I read a lot of the comments that said this game is a ton of fun, it's pretty addicting, and it's something that a lot of people initially went into thinking, yeah, I'll play this for a little bit, and then they ended up playing well into the night and for hours on end. And when I was looking at the comments, a lot of people also said that this is a game that really doesn't make sense by looking at the description of it. But once you start to play it, you start to understand what's going on in the game, and you can more tailor your expectations and tailor your gameplay experience to make it more enjoyable. It's one of those games that you kind of just have to play in order to understand. And I 100% agree with them. Looking at the description for this game, I wasn't really super intrigued. It pretty much just states that it is a poker-based game where there are some modifiers in it. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but that's essentially the gist of it. And that's really what Balatro is a game where you pretty much play poker, but there's some added things in it to make it more than just poker. So Balatro is a pretty easy game to pick up, but hard to master. Keep in mind with the gameplay you're watching, this is within my first day or two of playing Balatro. Literally the first clips you're seeing are my first ever time playing it. So I'm not too knowledgeable as to what's going on, but if you want to play Balatro and you haven't already, you should really just have a basic understanding of poker. Really the only thing you need to know is just kind of what hands are the best in poker, and you try to go from there. But it's more than just trying to get a royal flush or a straight flush in this game, because there's so much more about Balatro that makes it a really enjoyable and engaging and kind of borderline addictive experience. So when you go into it, you are not playing online. You're not playing against any real people. It is you versus this computer. Your only objective is to get a high of a score as possible. There's always going to be a number that you need to reach in order to complete the stage and move on to the next. And every few rounds there is a boss battle of sorts in which you have a specific modifier that changes the way the game plays. That might be you can only play one hand, certain cards are essentially disabled, as in they are not going to give you any points, or you can't discard any cards. So there is more to this game than just playing poker and knowing what hands are the best. You are able to get jokers and other cards that have unique modifiers to them. You purchase these things with the in-game currency that you get just by playing the game and completing rounds. There is nothing you actually pay for in-game. You just pay the price or Game Pass, and there's nothing else you have to purchase in-game. Your ultimate goal, like I said, is just to get as high as a score as possible. The further along you get in the game, even if you beat the current level you're on, like you finish it and you finish all the antes and all that, you can continue to play. I have yet to completely win a game because I'm still early enough where I don't have all of these Joker cards and all these modifiers unlocked, and I don't know what synergizes really well. I haven't looked up any concrete strategies as to what are the best things to play and what you want to do, but I'm still having a ton of fun playing it, trying to make my own experience without just going, here's what's pretty much meta, here's what the best thing is. So you go into Balatro, you go, okay, I need to get poker hands. Every card is ranked at its face value, so aces are 11, face cards are 10, so on and so forth. The numbers on the other cards are the value that they're worth. But there are different modifiers that are going to change the way these things work. So in some instances, there is a joker that gives you an extra hand that you're allowed to play. There's a limited number of turns you are allowed to take until you would essentially fail the stage if you're not at the score threshold. There's also modifiers that increase the value of some cards or increase the modifiers or the multiplier of some cards. They just call that multiplier. There's different variations you can use by purchasing these jokers at the end of rounds that'll let you synergize better with what you're trying to do. The best option here is to, realistically, as far as I'm aware, kind of pick one deck or one poker hand that you want to play and rank up. The more you play a certain type of poker hand, the higher that level is going to be, and the higher the level, the higher the multiplier. So if you are just sitting there going with two pairs, oh, this is a flush, this is a straight, and you keep doing that, you're not going to really rack up super high multipliers without certain cards, because you're not able to just consistently keep upgrading the level of that poker hand. So realistically, your strategy here is to just kind of level up 1 to 2 different poker hands and hope that you're going to be able to get those cards that you need to get those. It's a ton of fun to play. I don't think I'm doing it justice explaining. This is not a scripted video. I'm just kind of going off the dome for this. Balatro is just a super fun game that I 100% would not have played had it not been on Game Pass. I know it's been like a game on mobile and whatnot. It really does feel like a game that you could just sit down and play on your phone for hours on end. Now that it's on Xbox Game Pass, I'm having a ton of fun playing it. And I know I'm not the best player at this. There are people that get stupid high scores the further on you get. Like I said, I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm sure one day I will, but this is a game that is definitely worth checking out. If you have not played Balatro and you have Game Pass, or if you have a few bucks to spare and want to purchase the game, I would definitely recommend doing so. This game is a ton of fun to play. Not necessarily a turn your brain off type game, because you kind of need to know math. If you really wanted to be in depth with it, you can pull out a calculator. I kind of have more fun just trying to eyeball it and go, here's what I think my score is going to be. And if I fail because I messed up math, I mean, that's really just on me. But the further along you get in this game, the higher these scores are going to be. And odds are the better cards you're going to get, the more you unlock. It's just a ton of fun to play. I'm really not doing it justice. I highly recommend playing Balatro if you haven't already. Thank you guys for sticking around in this video. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments down below. Are you playing it? You going to check it out now? Let's continue the conversation. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheerio, mates.